I told my husband I had a work dinner. Technically, that wasn't a lie. There was an official company event that evening, just not the one I ended up at, and certainly not at the same restaurant where my husband happened to be, just 2 tables away. It began harmlessly. At least, that's what I kept telling myself. My name's Naomi. I'm 33, and I've been married to Evan for 6 years. He's a good man, kind, steady, the sort who organizes our Tupperware by size and color. We used to be full of life. Road trips on a whim, slow dancing barefoot in the kitchen at midnight, slipping cheeky notes into each other's pockets. But somewhere between climbing the corporate ladder and making mortgage payments, we turned dull, stale, like coffee that's been reheated one too many times. You sip it, but you don't enjoy it. Then Nathan entered the picture. He joined our marketing team. Charming, confident, always wearing slightly rumpled dress shirts like ironing wasn't worth his time. He noticed me, not in a sleazy way, in a quiet, magnetic way that made me feel visible, like I had a pulse again. It started with playful teasing in meetings, stolen glances across long tables, and then, after one too many drinks at a team celebration, a kiss in the back seat of an Uber. That was 2 months ago. I swore it would stop there. I reminded myself I was married, and not just anyone, to Evan, a genuinely good man. Then Nathan asked if I'd be attending the Friday night client mixer, one of those fancy rooftop gatherings downtown. Evan had already told me he'd be stuck late with his boss that evening. He'd be grabbing dinner afterward. Perfect cover. I told Evan I had a work dinner. He didn't ask questions. I pulled out a red dress I hadn't worn in years. Something bold. Something that screamed, "Remember me?" Nathan definitely noticed. We drank, exchanged inside jokes, laughed too loudly over overpriced cocktails. When he placed his hand on the small of my back, I didn't pull away. We found a quiet table in the corner. I leaned in to say something flirty, probably something dumb, when a strange chill ran through me, that eerie, unmistakable feeling. Someone's watching. I turned my head. There he was, Evan, 2 tables away. He hadn't seen me yet. He was with his boss and a woman I didn't recognize. He was laughing, genuinely laughing, the kind I hadn't heard in months. Carefree, light, happy. I felt like the floor dropped beneath me. My mouth went dry. Nathan noticed a shift in me. "Everything okay?" "I need the bathroom," I muttered, standing up so fast I nearly spilled my drink. I pushed through the crowd and locked myself in a bathroom stall. My thoughts were spiraling. What were the chances? What cosmic joke was this? I quickly texted Evan. "How's dinner?" A minute later, those 3 dots appeared. "Just wrapping up. You?" I typed back. "Same. Heading out soon." Another lie. I flushed the toilet just to sell the act. When I returned, Nathan looked concerned. I forced a weak smile and blamed a headache. He offered to walk me out. I told him no. I needed to leave alone. I took the side exit. Back home, I stared at my reflection for a long time. I looked guilty, but also confused, torn. I didn't even understand why my heart was pounding. Was it fear, embarrassment, or something deeper? Evan came home about an hour later. I was already in bed, pretending to sleep. He kissed my forehead like he always did. I didn't sleep a wink. The next morning, I played the part. Coffee, chit-chat. He'd talk about dinner, how his boss introduced a new consultant, said she was sharp. Funny, that had been one of the best evenings he'd had in a long time. I wanted to scream, not because of what he said, but because I'd seen it with my own eyes. That spark, that lightness I hadn't given him in so long. Over the next week, I avoided Nathan, claimed I was swamped at work. He got the message, but the guilt stuck to me like wet clothes. Then Evan sent a text one afternoon. "Dinner tonight? Just the 2 of us." I agreed immediately. He took me to a little spot we used to love, cozy, warm, lit by candles, the kind of place that once made us feel young and in love. For the first time in what felt like forever, he looked at me, not just as his wife or the woman who forgot to load the dishwasher, but as me. And then, Halfway through dessert, he leaned forward. So, how was your other work dinner last week? My stomach sank. What do you mean? He set down his fork. Naomi, you were 2 tables away. Silence. I forgot how to breathe. He didn't sound angry. Just exhausted. I saw you, in that red dress. With him. You didn't even try to hide it. Tears welled up. Why didn't you say anything? He shrugged. I wanted to see if you'd tell me. I waited. A day. Then another. A whole week. Nothing. I was scared. I whispered. Of me? Of what it meant. Of what I did. Of the fact that maybe we've both been pretending for a long time. He gave a slow nod. Like none of this surprised him. I reached across the table and held his hand. He didn't pull away. I didn't sleep with him, I said softly. But I won't lie, it meant something. I crossed the line. I messed up. He looked at me. Really looked at me. I didn't confront you, he said, because I wasn't sure I still mattered enough for you to care. That shattered me. You do. More than you know. I felt invisible. I miss being seen. His voice cracked. So did I. We sat there, quiet, raw, exposed in a way we hadn't allowed ourselves to be in years. I don't know what comes next. Maybe counseling. Maybe hard, honest talks. Maybe just time. But I do know this. That night, when I lied about where I was going, I thought I could control the narrative, that I could chase a thrill and come back home untouched. But sometimes life sits 2 tables away, close enough to watch, close enough to remind you that secrets always unravel, especially when love is still paying attention.